Hi there, boys and girls. It's Laura the Teach. How are you today? I'm doing great, and it's so good to see you again. Today we're going to talk about what I like to call an R control rule. Now, you may have heard it as bossy R or strong R before. It depends on how your teacher teaches this strategy and rule to you. But I've always called it R control because the R controls the vowel. Now, we have 5 vowels: A, E, I, O, and U. And when they are paired up with an R, the vowel changes the way it sounds. And so it has an R sound to it. So the first one we're going to talk about is AR. Now, short A will often just say ah, and long A will often just say A. But when it's paired with an R, it becomes R, R. Think of a pirate. R, matey, how are you today? R. So AR, control, is R, like a pirate. So we're going to talk about some words today that have that R control with AR. Our first word is car. So listen, R. I said R like a pirate. So R, car, has that R control. Part, a part in your hair. Art, part. A barn, barn. So notice every time I say the word, I hear that R, like a pirate. Barn. Park, park, a park, or you can park the car also. Far, that is very far away. Again, I'm doing that pirate, R. Art, I like to do art. Yard, yard. I hear that pirate in these words. Star, star. There's a blend and then your R. Bark, bark. A dog will bark. He says, ruff, ruff. Card, card. And then if we cover up the D, we can see the word car. Dark, dark. It's dark outside. Here's our H brother. Shh. Ark, a shark under the water. Jar, jar. Your arm. It begins with the R control here. Shh. H brother. Arp, sharp. Something pokey and sharp. And your blend sk, arf, a scarf. So when you're using the AR, make sure you say that pirate sound, R, R, matey. And you can figure out what those words are. Now, the next one we're going to look at is ER. Now, ER and UR and IR all say the same thing. Like a mean dog growling at you. So how do you tell the difference between the ER, UR, and IR? During spelling is when it becomes an issue. You have to kind of memorize whether you're going to use the ER, UR, or IR. But when you're reading these words, they all say And so it's a little easier to figure out how to read them than it is to spell them. So remember, ER says like a mean dog. You're going to growl. So I often find that ER, even though it's used in the middle of a word many times, it's often used at the end of a word. That's for ER. So, that O sounds like a U, I know. Cover, cover. ER is used at the end, but you hear me growl? Cover. River, river. ER is at the end of this word as well. Upper, upper, like the upper part of the building. Tiger, tiger. So far our ERs have been mostly at the end of the words. Ruler, ruler. Timer, timer. Hear that growl at the end of the word for ER. Mixer, mixer. And then this is just her, her, which is what you say when you're talking about a girl. Liner. Sometimes women wear liner on their eyes. Liner. Here we have a herd of cows. Herd, which is a group of cows. A fern, fern, which is a type of wispy-looking plant. And paper. So I growled at the end of those words, and those are my ER words. Let's move on to UR, since they say a similar sound. So again, UR, you're going to hear that growling sound when you say the word. Burn, burn. So look at, ouch, they burned their finger on the hot element of the stove. Curls. Now she has more than one, so we added an S on the end to make it plural. More than one. Curls. Hurt. 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 The person got hurt. Oh, look at that. It burst. Burst. Blend at the end. I still made my growling sound. Church. Again, if you go to church, two H brothers, beginning and end, church. Burnt. This toast is burnt. Purple. Purple. I'm still making my growling sound in Purse. Now, whenever a word has an E on the end, more than not, the E is silent, so we don't hear it. That's why it's kind of hard to learn to spell sometimes, because we have so many different rules and we have letters and words that we don't even hear, but yet they're still in there, like that E on the end of this. Purse. A cat may say purr, purr. Again, we don't hear the extra R. So when we're reading it, it's okay, but when we're learning to spell it, it might get a little more difficult. Turkey. Turkey. Maybe at Thanksgiving you eat turkey. There can be a curve in the road. And look at, E doesn't make a sound. It's silent. It's at the end of the word. Curve. An animal might have fur. I'm making that growling sound. And nurse. Again, E is silent because it's at the end of the word. Nurse. And a top may turn. And one of our planets in the solar system with the rings is Saturn. Saturn. And then the last one, hamburger. And this has an ER at the end. So we have and They both say hamburger. So we have ER and UR that says Let's look at the last one. IR also says like the mean dog. So we have an H brother, You might wear a shirt. 13. 13. And as you go through school, you'll find that you need to learn how to spell the numbers as well. Birth. There's an H brother. Day. Birthday. How old are you? A blend. stir. Sk, a blend, skirt. Notice I'm making that growling sound. Thirsty, thirsty. Drink lots of water every single day to keep yourself hydrated and feeling fresh. Sm, a blend, smirk. Now, smirk is like that. It's not a smile, but you're feeling kind of happy, or you're thinking something might be funny. Third in line, first, second, third. First in line. Chirp, a bird might chirp, make a little tweet, tweet noise. Chirp, that's your H brother in the front. 30. Dirt. If you're like me, you love to dig in the dirt. Nothing makes me happier than being in the dirt and planting plants and flowers. And bird. So ER, UR, and IR all make that mean dog sound. Now our last R control is OR. Or. And I think of a seal going or. When it claps its little flippers. And so or, we can say or. We kind of hear that long or. So cord. I hear the ord. Coral lives in the ocean. Force. Now again, E is at the end of a word. It's silent. Force, where you push something. Story. So it says that or sound. Horn. We often see unicorns with a horn on its head. This one says more. Can I have more? And again, E is silent. It's at the end of the word. Order. So look at this, has an ER as well that says So order when you go through the drive-through. Or, H brother, and silent E at the end of the word. Or, you may have chores to do around the house. Sport. There's more than one, so we put an S on the end to make it plural. Sports. And this is born. This baby was just born. Cork. Sometimes certain beverages and bottles may have a cork on them. So, cork. And you would say, good morning. Now, ing always says ing. So whenever you see an ing, think ing, morning. Good morning to you. Torn. The shirt was torn. A fort. Have you ever put a blanket over the table and chairs and made yourself a fort inside? Sort. You put like things together. Pork, which is made of pig. Ham and bacon all come from pigs. Pork. Corn. I love corn on the cob. Buttered and salted. And snore. And look at silent E at the end. We don't hear it. So that is our lesson on R control. Again, your teacher may call it a bossy R, but AR says the pirate sound. R, matey. ER, UR, and IR sound like the mean dog. And OR, I think of the seal clapping its flippers. Or. So practice your R control words And once you learn those and remember those sounds that those R controls make, you'll be able to read so many more words. Have a wonderful day, girls and boys. So good to see you again.